What's going on, guys? So we are out here at the RV. One of the cool things about this new channel, BTV RV Life, is the fact that, you know, stuff like this might appeal more to folks who watch this channel. So it's really cool to be able to create content on other things that might not be directly related to truck reviews, RV reviews, towing safety, you know, truck accessories, RV accessories, all of that stuff. Obviously, this is going to be kind of an RVing video because it features the RV and the truck. So I probably could have put this on the Big Truck Big RV channel if I really wanted to, but I figured this is a good video for this channel. So yeah, what are we doing today? We are actually going to go on an RV trip this weekend. We actually were able to get about 4 free days to be able to travel a little bit. So we're not going too far away, but we are certainly going to enjoy taking the RV out. It's been probably 2 months since we've been able to take the RV out. Part of it is because of some plans that changed due to me being in the hospital for about 4 days, and part of it is simply because of logistics. Our daughter's in school, and things just haven't really worked out in terms of travel. But yeah, this is going to be a cool little trip for us to go on. We've been anticipating it for a while, and we finally have some time off. Our daughter's not in school for a few days, so we're going to be able to go out and enjoy the RV. Today is a pretty ugly day, but ugly days like this are actually really good days for getting your RV set up and getting everything prepped to go, because you don't really have to worry about too much sun hitting you and sweating to death while you're doing all of this. So that's a win-win for everybody. I went around the RV a little earlier, just checked a few things. You know, one little lesson that I constantly have to keep teaching myself is when you have an RV out on property like this, you often run the risk of bugs getting on your RV. So I come out here and I spray it quite a bit. I try to keep any type of bugs, rodents, things like that away from it. But one area I didn't check is on the back of my sewer caddy right here. And you can probably see a sizable wasp nest down here. Let's see if I can break it off. I sprayed it a little earlier. But yeah, this bad boy right here was covered in wasps, and I didn't see them. I was actually here shaking this, trying to make sure everything was tight, making sure my strap on the bottom was tight, the bungee cord was tight, because one of the bungee cords actually disintegrated. I actually have to clean that up. But while I was shaking it, I kind of noticed something in the corner of my eye back there, and I looked, and there was just that wasp nest completely covered in wasps. So yeah, that was interesting. Of course, I am not a big fan of getting stung multiple times by wasps, so I went away from that and came back with some wasp spray and went ahead and took them out. But yeah, I have the shower caddy completely secured. It's a good thing, because where we're going is there's no dump station, so we're gonna have to take this out if we load it up more than, you know, what our tank can hold. Have a couple of these little bags that we threw down here. They just have different scents and different smells to try to keep bugs and rodents away. I have these lights wired up around the bottom to keep the bottom illuminated. They work really, really well, and that was actually a channel suggestion from a viewer, so appreciate that. Have everything pretty much ready to go. Inside here, you know, I use my splitter and my water regulator out here, and I always have to remember to take it with me whenever we go RVing. There's been a couple times where I've forgotten to take it with me because I've left it on the pedestal here, and yeah, I've regretted that. Got my Flexzilla hose in here. I've not really needed to carry a secondary gray and black hose like I used to. I still have an extra one in here, a small one, but the reason being is because now that Coachman put a spray port right here on the side, I can simply spray into it with this and not ever actually stick that down into the hose. So that gives me a really, really great tool to at least wash out my sewer hoses. And I just leave this part of the assembly here at the property because I don't need to take this with me. I just leave this out here, and then whenever we come back, we just simply hook it all up so I don't have to get everything out of the sewer compartments. Got everything locked up here. A little spider web right there. Get that off. Got my Furrion side view cameras. These were not the LED ones, so I had to put LED bulbs in because these were the incandescent ones. I have my little outside light here, but then there's another outside light right here that the folks at Coachman installed. Propane is in place, and everything's looking really good. I installed these really cool little gas leak prevention devices. Basically what happens is if they detect any type of gas leak in the RV that is at a high enough flow to trigger this shuts off the gas, so you don't have to worry about filling up your RV and creating essentially a very dangerous situation. But I don't know if I've posted the video on this one yet. I'm trying to get through a lot of the the RV show videos that were up in Indiana. So I may not have posted this video by the time you see it on here. So I guess that's kind of a cool thing, that if you watch this channel, you might see things a little earlier than you'll see on the other channel. Got the Reese Goosebox, all in order. This is one area I definitely hit with bug spray whenever I come out for wasps and things like that, because you never know when a wasp nest wants to form under this area right here and potentially ruin your day. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get the RV hitched up and get it in place. The first thing I need to do though is I need to get it leveled properly. A lot of people thought this door, which is actually really flimsy, but I got it on Amazon a long time ago, they thought this thing wouldn't hold up, and it's actually holding up really well. So the first thing I want to do is I want to get this thing up to hitch height, and the way to do that would be to simply select, actually I got to press these two buttons at the same time, light will come on, and then go hitch height, and you can see the front rising up. Yeah, they go up a lot faster than the front landing gear did on the Chaparral. Underneath my jacks, you can see I use the Mighty pads. MYTEE Products makes those, Mighty Products. They have an insane crush strength. So, you know, they're much wider. I think they're 16 inches in diameter, so they help, and they work really well in conjunction with the snap pads on the leveling system. This side's getting up nice and high. All right, so we are, I believe, at hitch height. And you guys may or may not remember the collaboration I did with Coachman to actually design this unit. And we built this really awesome storage area behind the fireplace, but it's exterior storage. And it's about 8 or 9 inches deep, but it gives me the ability to put my Moride Easy Reel spooler in here, which is super cool. I just don't lock the handle on, I just keep it loose, but it lets me reel everything in. Keep my 50 amp cord. I keep my my power defender right here. I have another one that's actually in the RV, so I really don't need this, but I just use it anyways. I have a 30 amp one just in case, and then I have a conversion cable, an extension cable for my 50 amp. But yeah, I keep everything in here towards the back of the RV, so it's not cluttering the area up front. So yeah, this is coming really handy. There we go. We have everything retracting. Trailer's on the ball. Just need to put a lock in place and we will be ready to take off. I just need to definitely add air to my airbag. You know, I have about 6.5 inches of clearance right now, so I don't technically need to from a height perspective, but once I start adding air to that, it's gonna give me that dampening ability that I really need. So yeah, we're gonna do that. And I have reduced the weight of this truck by about 300 pounds. I took about half the stuff out of my toolbox here. Some of it was incredibly heavy stuff like floor jacks. I had 4 floor jacks in there for some reason. Scissor jacks, I had some underneath here. I took about half my shackles. I took a bunch of that stuff. Yeah, I reduced a lot of weight in here because I think you guys remember when I weighed the truck, I wasn't over, I was under, but still, whenever you factored people in, that's really where you ran into a bit of an issue. So yeah, I removed quite a bit of weight, so I don't have to deal with that anymore, and everything looks really good. So the next thing I need to do now is add air to this, and aside from that, I just need to get all the chains connected and get ready to go. What I'm trying to do here is I'm going to add enough air right here to where a little line appears right there, and that's going to let me know when it's at the right level. There we go. Probably see that right there. That's where you want to be. So I'm in a good spot right now. Okay, so I just hopped in the bed of the truck, got my chains, breakaway all connected, airbags filled up, landing gear is all retracted. Just need to go and manually pull those up and we'll be ready to take off. Okay, actually before we take off, I pulled it up here next to the house so we could load it up a little easier and get everything where we needed it. And I'm gonna check the tires. I know that the tires are about 10 pounds lower than where I want them to be, so I'm gonna go ahead and air those up a little bit. But yeah, we're pretty much ready to take off now. And as you can see, everything's sitting a lot more level than it was over there because this thing sits for like a month and the tires start to sink into the ground. So yeah, having a leveling system on here certainly comes in handy because all I have to do is go out there and drop everything down and then reset everything and it all goes back to normal where it needs to be, nice and level. Okay, so while I'm out here at the truck airing up the tires and just making sure everything's good, right now they're at about 69 PSI and I want to get them up to 80 PSI in the back and 90 PSI up front. But while I'm doing this, I'm going to go ahead and swap out the batteries on the TireMinder system that I've had. Those batteries have been in there for like a year and a half now, and the last thing you want to do is have your TPMS system go out on you while you're traveling down the road. And if you're wondering what TPMS system I'm using, I use the TireMinder i10 system, which has this really cool display which actually lets you see all of your tires simultaneously. So it still runs through them in a certain cadence, but it still it gives you the ability to see what's going on with all your tires, as opposed to some of the other systems out there that only flash through each tire individually and kind of scroll through them. I'm not familiar with a lot of the other systems on the market, like the TSTs, which I know a lot of RVs come equipped with, but I've had a lot of luck with the TireMinder system, and I love how compact this display is. And one thing I really like about this is the fact that I put a magnetic plate here on the back so I can attach it to my dash so it doesn't clutter things up. In terms of the size, it's a lot more compact than a lot of the systems on the market, and I really appreciate that. I mean, it really is nice to have something that doesn't take up a lot of room. The only challenge with this one is that it doesn't work with Bluetooth, so I can't connect it to my phone. They have several other versions of this, some that only use your smartphone, some that have a display that's significantly larger than this that also can pair to your smartphone. But this one, for me, just seems to be the most convenient, only because it takes up such a small footprint and I don't have to clutter up my dash with anything else. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to continue swapping batteries out and getting my tires all aired up. So of course, I'm on the last front tire, airing it up from about 79, 80 PSI to 90 PSI. And it starts to rain. But that's not the worst of it. It starts to rain, but then my air compressor dies on me. The battery dies on it. So that's not a big issue. I mean, I just simply hooked up to the back, but it's kind of one of those interesting things, right? You know, whenever you experience one issue, it kind of sets off a whole chain reaction of other issues that can be a little bit of a headache. But yeah, we got everything aired up. We have 90 up front, roughly 90, like 89, 90, 91, like that. And then 80 in the back. I think one of them's like 81 and a half, 82, something like that. So everything is good to go. We have the RV at 110 PSI per tire. They can go all the way up to 125, but if you look at the load rating, they really only need to be at like 90, but I keep them at about 110. I like them a little bit, they're not overinflated per se. They're just a little bit greater than what the minimum load requirement for this weight on top of it. And it's very similar if you were going to put these on like a low boy. It's, you know, not like you're always going to have weight over them. You're just going to have the weight of the trailer, but then when you load up the trailer, you'll have more weight, and that's what the extra air pressure is for. So I like to keep them below the max, but above the minimum in terms of load carrying capabilities via air pressure. But yeah, we're ready to go. Real quick, from a TPMS perspective, I know you guys have seen kind of two different systems. I use the Lippert Tire Link system on the trailer. They actually came out and collaborated with me and they installed part of it. And I really like that system because it lets me view everything from my smartphone. I can see everything that's going on. I don't even have to have the truck up to it. I can just walk up to it and I can see what's going on. From a truck perspective, I use the TireMinder system. I kind of wish the Lippert system had a picture of a truck and a trailer, but it only has a picture of a trailer. So even though you can support all the tires you want, you'd have to do it in this kind of a janky way so you can see everything, but it would all be like surrounding a picture of a trailer. And I actually want to have the truck trailer combination thing, kind of like you see with the TireMinder system. Anyways, guys, yeah, we're gonna hit the road. A lot of prep, a lot of stuff, especially when the RV's been sitting there for a month and a half not doing anything. I wanted to make sure everything was in good shape, wanted to make sure tires, just everything, just check over everything, all your lights, and you'd be surprised all the little things that probably need to be taken care of before you hit the road. Okay, so we are all set up here at our campsite. Some people in a cabin next to us. And there's a lake right there, which you can't see. Let's see if I can enhance it. Nope, you really can't see it. But yeah, it's a big, beautiful lake right there. You'll be able to see it in the morning whenever we film another segment here. But the reason why I'm making this is because I always talk to you guys about lighting on your connection side. And when you get out here late at night, this is about all you see. So there's really no ability to see much which is going on. So I can switch lenses here. All right, so I'm gonna put some light on. So this is our connection side, and this is how dark it is without any lighting. That's a little reflection you see right there. I have a light up here, right there, which you can see. But yeah, this is the reason why I always talk about lighting on your connection side, because we actually got here a little after 7:45. And by the time we backed in and got set up, we had absolutely no lighting. It was pitch black out here. And this is a beautiful area. We have power, we have water, but we don't have any sewer. So we're gonna have to dump all this when we leave. But this is what I always talk about. You know, you want as much lighting as possible, and unfortunately you don't get it. You can see we have our awning light on right over here. And it's not very late, but it is certainly dark outside. It is a beautiful evening out here, even though you really can't see it. But yeah, we are all set up. Everything is looking really good, and we're gonna enjoy ourselves out here. Just wanted to shoot this quick video. I told you guys that I usually don't shoot anything at campgrounds because that's family time, but because I'm going to be putting this on my BTB RV Life channel, I figured I could do a little bit of it, but I'm going to probably avoid doing some of it as well. That's kind of the agreement I've had with my wife. I'm just not going to use too much footage from personal stuff like this. But hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to this channel, because you're going to see a lot of content on this channel you probably won't see on the other channel. Even some things that might show on this channel first before they get on the other channel. Anyways, we'll talk to you again very soon.